Hello again. Oh, I had a bit of a panic moment. My brain stopped working and I forgot to plug in my mic. So like during the starting screen, I was scrambling a little bit to get that plugged in. Okay, but it works. It's fine. My voice is coming through, at least according to OBS. Anyway, Ina. I did the flat colors because they're not very interesting to watch. It's just a lot of me selecting and erasing little areas. But now we get to, well, first put this into a folder, and second, do shading and maybe a little bit of the background or something. I don't know. Do some cookies floating around. What am I naming this course? I'm doing it. I'm streaming. I figured it out. I'm okay. I'm safe. Okay. I don't know what to start with now. I did spend a million years on the little embellishments or whatever on the apron part. So that was fun. That was a good time. Okay. Where's the transparency? There it is. Let's go right into it. Ina's hair has some like blue on the very ends. Isn't she? I'm so proud of it. I love her. She's so cute. My Oshi can't be this cute. It's gonna kill me one of these days. Okay. Now it's time for my favorite blending stuff. Just throwing colors at it until it looks good. I hope you had a fun April Fool's Day. I don't think any pranks got me. I was safe. I was safe from getting pranked. I just don't believe anything that happens to me today. My dad did get, like, he sent some, I don't know, news article or whatever about something that Elon Musk did without reading it all the way through first. And it turned out to be an April Fool's prank of, like, he was releasing a new thing and there was like a buy link at the bottom and then the buy link was not real. It just led to a page that said April Fool's. He got owned by everything. You poor soul. Even your video games. What did the games do to you? How'd you get got by those? I saw some people getting mad about, well, not mad, I don't know, talking about how Minecraft does April Fool's updates, and they're always like way better and filled with more content than any of the Minecraft updates that are real. Because apparently they're like only allowed to innovate and do new things on April Fool's because they're afraid of ruining the brand. That's sad. We're Minecraft people. I don't feel too bad though. They are making a lot of money off of that game. Oh no. Okay, that selection was a little shaky anyway, I should fix that. Fake updates. I haven't opened any video games today. So even if they did, I wouldn't know. But along with it being April Fool's Day, it was also the dog's birthday. Because he's a purebred dog, so they gave us a like birth certificate page or whatever, and it had all of his information and like his parents and where his parents live, and his birthday and everything to make you know he's legit. And his birthday is on April Fool's, so he's our little April Fool. So that was fun. We got him like a dog treat, like a giant bone. It wasn't a bone, but it was like a cookie, but safe for dogs. And I looked at the ingredients, and they were all they were all totally safe for humans to eat. Like, it was like apple cinnamon flavor, and it was just like various grains, applesauce, cinnamon, vanilla, and I was like, I could eat this if I wanted to. Like, I won't because it's dog food, but I could. Maybe it's a social security number, probably. Oh, just a little. Okay. Hello. Hello, new person. I'm sorry you showed up on a drawing stream. Not much happens on these. But this is the more interesting part of the drawing streams, I guess. Because it has actual colors, so you're not just looking at black and white lines and horrible sketches. So, you know, pros and cons. I think I might save for little squishy hair things for last, because I know I'll spend a million years on those making them look good. Let's get the easy stuff first. Trying to force myself to remember that I have the lock transparent pixels option, because I always forget about it and then I just make life harder for myself. And as long as I'm having fun, well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll be having like 50% fun, maybe. I'm sure I'll get annoyed by something at some point. Big flat areas are always tough. Not sure what to do about this. Because if I put too much shading, it doesn't even look like the same color anymore. But I also don't want it to be completely flat and lame. Oh. No! Keep accidentally erasing. Oh my god, cheesecake, my favorite. How'd you know? Every cake is my favorite. It's not hard to figure it out. I do love a good cake. Thank you. Thank you for your internet cheesecake, my friend. Yes, some things can be flat, but not all of them. When I was watching the outfit reveal stream, I saw a message in chat where, like, when she went away from the little cooking background to put on her new outfit, there were 2 cutting boards in the background, and somebody's like, "Oh no, we're down to only 2 cutting boards," and I did laugh. Just make sure Ina doesn't see you talking like that. That looks weird. Is that one of the... crunchy ones. What's the less crunchy one? That's still kind of crunchy. Okay, better. Don't want it to be too dark under there. I'm gonna put on a separate layer just what size my brush is, just in case I need to go back in and do some more lines. Because I always forget. 5.0. That'll just float up there. I forget what layer it's on, and I'm gonna turn them all on and off a million times, I'm sure. Never quite sure if the shadows are too dark or not. I really want to make it easy for myself and just do a bunch of gradients, but it won't look as good. I have to actually think about my art. Oh no, I actually have to put brain power into it. I feel like my tablet pen is making extra noise today. I think I might have scuffed it up a little bit somehow. That's upsetting. I don't like it when things make noise. Not sure if I like that. Let's get it out of here. Frills. Let's do it. Hate drawing frills. I love shading them. They're fun. They're so cute. I can just do whatever and it mostly looks okay. I just snapped my pen against the side of the tablet really hard. I'm never sure what sounds like show up. Because I know when I crack my fingers it does that, which I apologize for. And I never know for certain about anything else. I should really fix up my mic sometime and make sure it's not doing anything weird. Because I do know that I have a bit of a static thing happening. I don't know what I did wrong. You think I've gone crazy? Well, thanks, that's nice. Nice to know what's coming for me already. I thought I had a few more years before I went mad. I found a gray hair the other day. It's happening, I'm dying. I'm gonna see, where those, there they are. I wanna see what it looks like if I color in the lines a little bit. If it makes it look nicer, or not. It's a 50-50 shot. Sometimes I'll color in the lines and I'll be like, wow, that's really pretty, and then other times like, oh, that sucks, I can see every little pixel that's out of place. That one looks okay. Might do a bit of erasing just to make it a little darker on the outside. Perhaps? Hard to say. Kind of blends in with the hair when I do that. I'll leave it for now. It's on an extra layer, so I can just get rid of it if I decide I hate it. You're probably on your way out. Well, at least we can die together, Squishy. At least I'm not the only one. Hello, welcome back. I like penguins so much. No! Squishy! I'll miss you. Okay, what am I doing? I think I'll add a little bit more white to the white, because technically it's gray right now. Okay. So much progress. The progress isn't from the stream, don't worry, you didn't miss that much. I wanted to get the flat colors out of the way, because it's always just kind of boring for me to do, and it takes a while. I did do all the quilts into this, though. I'm proud of myself. I only copy-pasted like half of these, and I drew the rest. Because they were all on the, like, slant or whatever. So they looked a little weird if I copy-pasted and mushed them around. Gotta put in that effort. I'm trying to get better about details. I actually almost completely forgot these. It was like an hour before the stream, and I was like, something feels like it's missing. I was like zooming in on various places, and I was like, no, that looks okay, that looks okay. And then I was like, wait, the shapes. But I did it, crisis averted. It took so long. Right up to the end. I was like, oh god, oh god, oh god. Put a little more over in this area. Oh no. Okay. Computer froze for a moment. That could have been really bad. I'm gonna save this real quick. Okay. I'm like blending this out so much I'm not even sure if it's visible anymore. That's okay for now, I think. Might do a little more messing around with the big flat areas on the bottom, but it's looking okay, I think. Okay, we'll leave it for now. Do the rest of the skirt, why not? This might be fun, and by fun I mean terrifying. There's so many things, there's so many bits. I need to turn on the lock. Okay. You need to block out where the shadows go. I don't think I've ever drawn anything with quilts in it before. I'm a little scared. Might have to be completely shaded in. Okay, it's going alright so far. Doesn't look like confusing when I zoom out. I feel like that's where light goes. I'm a little mad that Clip Studio decided to do the like subscription service version of it or whatever. Because I don't have it because I'm cheap. I just wanted to buy it once and be done with it, but like I think one of the features that they were saying was there was like some sort of auto shade feature powered by AI or something, that it would just like automatically place down basic block shading, and that would make my life so much easier, but I'm not paying monthly. I refuse. I served my time paying monthly for Photoshop in college and not doing more. It really is skull emoji. I just want to be able to buy things once and then use them forever. Is that so bad? What are the shadows on here? Eh? Maybe just the whole thing except for a little sliver. That looks a little more correct. When I zoom out, it almost looks like I've shaded it actually properly. Do you think anybody will notice if I just leave it like that? I won't do it. I'll put in the effort. Just I keep zooming out and then reminding myself of how much more stuff I have to do. Yeah, I usually like to, because this is just kind of scribbly, so I'm just drawing it with like a regular pen. Usually what I do is I'll do a scribbly and then I have the blend tool and then I'll blend it out. I do like, I've been liking some texture recently, so I'm gonna leave a little bit of scribbliness in them, but I like it to be smooth on the edges. I feel like it just looks like prettier, more finished. There are some people that I've seen with art styles where like they can just scribble anything on it and it looks really good, but I really like to do neat lines, so when I try to scribble colors on it, it just kind of looks weird, like it doesn't fit quite right. So alas, I must do proper soft shading. Like usually what I'll do, that little tiny, I don't know, hatching that I did there, usually I'll do that on the end of a softer shade just so that it doesn't look too, like, I don't know, pillowy. But mostly it's soft shading. Like the hair, I just threw on a couple gradients and then smushed them around until they looked right. And then maybe later I'll go in and I'll add some strands for detail purposes. Every time I draw something, I do it a little differently though, because I don't really do nice finished drawings very often. So whenever I do one, I just kind of change my whole method of going about it. So we'll see if this one works out. It's going alright so far, I think. Might be able to paint most of these over here. Majority dark, because they're in the back. Fun fact, I had to redraw the quilts on this skirt like 4 times because I kept like messing up the sizing. Even over here they're a little bit too big, like bigger than I would have wanted. But I didn't want to draw them again. So they stay this way. I kept drawing guidelines and then accidentally drawing them in the wrong spot on the guideline. So this will probably be my one and only time drawing this outfit, at least, in an actual properly detailed way. Because I don't want to go through all that again. Okay. I love Vina, but I'm not quite sure if I love her that much. I think we'll just do a select of this area. I don't want to have to scribble in every single little circle or diamond or whatever shape these are. Yeah, shading really helps. And poofy stuff is always kind of fun because you just do like, you shade one edge, and then it's like, alright, it's puffy now. It's like magic. So close. We're almost at the end. Ah. I gotta believe. Okay, is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. Yes, the illusion. It's all about the illusion. Okay, I don't want to mess with this too much, because I am gonna smudge it around later. Okay. Next one. More of these. What? I'm trying to pick colors from the actual screenshots. It's a little hard. Because it's kinda small. It's a little pixelated. Is that good? Yeah, that's alright. That was too dark. I mean, it might not be too dark actually, because I did pretty much the same thing with that. I colored some of them in darker. Or like completely shadow color. Oh man. I'm getting fatigued. I can't do the same thing for too long or else I just get sick of it and I just want to go to sleep. I'll finish this layer of the skirt and then shade something else. Give me some variety in my diet. Nope, that's too big. It might still be a little too big. That's better. Right. Also, use the lines as part of the shading. Like smudge them around a little bit at the little meeting points between the squares, just to feel like they're pushed in a little more. keep tilting my head to the side as if that'll make me be able to like see around the lions. I look like a confused dog. I don't know if it shows up on my model at all. It should be a little closer to the edge. Okay. Let's get away from that. Shading skin is fun. Let's get some of that in. This one gets its own layer because I need to fiddle around with the transparency. Okay. Some of the white is getting in there. Is that the right color? I feel like it's a different color. Wait. No, I guess not. Okay, it just looked weird for no reason. Blend it away. That fixes everything. Much better. Okay. This one might need to be cut out a little bit. I feel like that's too big. That bit looked a little weird. Wrong thing. Where's the hair? Right here. I don't know if this will work. We're experimenting. I might want to change that just to the, like, darker purple. Maybe. I love a good near imperceptible change. My favorite. Okay. There's so many layers in this. Why do I always use so many layers? Oop, I found a part that I messed up. Is the script in there? No. Okay, I can just erase that. Problem solved. Great thing about Ina is that her shading on her legs is very obvious. So even if it looks kind of weird and brush strokey, I can just say it's accurate. That looks pretty good. Now, should we do more experimenting with the lines or the wicks on the different layers? So we're down here. It should be darker. I'm gonna fix the lines on the shoes, don't worry. Make it like really dark so that you can still actually see the lines. That's important. That's the soft brush. That is not the hard eraser. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I'll put it on the rest as well. Okay. What layer is around on? Okay. Almost lost it. All of the bits of the face are on completely different layers. I even made a layer named face and I forgot to put them all on it. Okay. This is actually going along faster than I thought it would. It's been like an hour. Alright, I'm feeling good about it. Time to make myself suffer again. That was the wrong layer, that's why that wasn't showing up. Okay. Maybe make that a little darker. Okay. These grays look weird. They're not as purple as they should be. Saturation is nothing. Okay. That a little better. Slightly. I feel like when they're too desaturated, they just look greenish, which is weird. Because they're not green. It was still in the blue area of the color wheel, but it just looked incorrect. I don't want to do more shading. I don't want to do more of these. It's gonna look good when I'm finished. It's gonna look good when I'm finished. I have to make myself believe it. It's hot in my room again. I'll never be free. I don't want it to be summer. It's only April. It's still supposed to be spring. Where's the April showers? After this stream is done, which is like, it's a bad time to be fixing the stream stuff, because then it could have been done for this stream, but whatever. After the stream is done, I'm gonna try and fix up my microphone so that it won't capture like any fan noises if I turn on my fan, because I'm always too warm. So I have my fan on even in winter, so streaming without it on is always difficult. I'm so used to being constantly chilly. I was actually very, very graciously given the day off of work tomorrow because they don't need me right now. I'm not useful to them at the moment. So I'm probably going to use all of tomorrow to make things nicer. Because fixing up all my settings and stuff it's a real process. It's hard being computer illiterate. Yeah, having a fan on is nice. Because you can always put on more layers, but once you get down to, like, just t-shirt or whatever, at least for me, can't take any more layers off. Can't take off my skin. I like to be chilled. I like to feel like I'm in the fridge at all times. What layers? There it is. Okay. Where's the color? Where is it? Where's the color? Okay, there it is. Consider boosting the gain. I will take that advice. I'm not sure what gain does. I'm sure I can Google it. Or you'll tell me. I followed, when I first started, some YouTube tutorial man who was like change these settings and your audio will be good. And I just copied those settings, so I haven't really thought about it. I haven't put real effort into it, and I'm gonna have to do that. Because I do know that I talk pretty quietly. I don't want to disturb people. More gain is louder. Okay. Makes sense. Time to get beefy. Time to make my audio beefy. I just don't want to pick up too many extraneous noises, which is hard because all of my extraneous noises are happening inches away from the mic. What I really need to do is clean my room. I have a desk, but it's all covered in like books and stuff because I didn't have enough space for all my books. I'm gonna have to do that at some point. Room cleaning stream? Motivate me to clean my horrible room. You can get every VTuber fan's dream, which is to fix the VTuber. I already know how to cook. I don't eat mold, so I'm safe from that, but cleaning my room, a little more difficult to me. I don't have empty bottles and cups. I'm not an animal. I just have a bunch of books and papers and stuff, and I don't put away my clothes. They come out of the wash, and then they just go onto the end of my bed or on top of my dresser, but not actually in the drawers. Because I don't feel like putting them in the drawers because I'm lazy. I'll get to it. I'll get to it, don't worry. It's okay. I'm not dirty, I'm just disorganized. Glad to see I'm not too far gone. Yep. If I start eating mold, I'm done for. I'm finished. Don't even bother with me. When I was a teenager, I had this soda. It was like an orange flavored soda or whatever. I poured it in a cup. I drank like 90% of it, and then just I forgot about the cup, and so it sat next to my bed. I have two things next to my bed. I have a drawing desk, and I have my dresser. So it sat on the drawing desk, which I don't use because it's covered in stuff. And it sat there for like a week because I forgot about it. And then I remembered it was there, and I looked inside of it, and there was mold in it, and I was like, okay, so food is never entering my room ever again. I like scared myself straight. I was like, I can't let this happen. I've changed. I'm a better man. I'm a good person now. I always see VTubers posting on Twitter or whatever that like, hey, this food has mold in it, should I eat it? They're like, hey, I left out this thing for a month and it grew mold. What do I do about it? And I'm like, you let that happen? How did you do that? How did you allow this to happen in your own home right under your nose? Freaks me out. I have occasionally had a critter in my room. When I first got home from college, my last year of college, which was really halfway through part of 1 year, because of the plague. So it wasn't actually my last year, it was pre-last year. It was the last year that I was actually in the dorms. I brought back some kind of carpet beetle into the home, and I was like distraught about it. I had to deep clean my room like 3 times because there were beetles, little teeny tiny little beetles everywhere, and it was awful, and I hated it. Every once in a while I'll like see a little speck, and I'm like, oh god, are they back? Are they here again to kill me? But so far, I haven't seen any more little beetles, so I'm safe from that. And that's the only little critter that I've had. Thankfully. I don't know what I would do if there were bugs in my room. I like a bug, but not in my home. The only bugs that I allow to live in my space are spiders. Because they eat other bugs, so it's free pest control. Exactly, I love bugs from a distance. I love bugs if they respect my personal space. If they get up in my personal space, you're getting thrown out of the house. I won't kill you, but I will put you in a cup. And I will throw you out of the nearest, like, openable thing. Window, door. Most bugs have wings, and if they don't, there's like a tree right under my window, so they're fine. They won't die on impact. They'll just hit the tree. No. There are all these little bits that weren't fully colored in when I select filled this, and it's getting to me. I'm getting upset. I'm de-shrimping. One moment. Oh, my spine. Okay. I'm gonna color in the little buttons. I was gonna color in each little concentric circle separately, but this is easier. Okay, for a second I was like, is this over the line layer? It's not. It's just very similar to the line color. Okay. I could maybe try using the circle tool, but I feel like I never do it correctly. Yeah, because it has to be like a separate layer so that I can move it around, because it's basically impossible for me to actually get it in the right spot on the first try. We'll do it the hard way. Yeah, that looks good. I'm happy with that, surprisingly. I'm gonna turn off this layer just so I can make sure I get the full thing glued in. I'm gonna shade under it so that it looks like the buttons are popping off a little bit. So I want to make sure that I actually get the button shaded in instead of leaving the color underneath it to do the work. Buttons on the boots are the same as the buttons on the top, right? Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if they were inverted color-wise. It's just that the white part is more obvious because the boots are dark. It's probably faster. Of course, I realized that near the end. Okay. Turn that back on. Wow, it's like nothing's changed. It's a little harder to get these right when they're not mostly circular. Okay, this is going well. Just trying to figure out what I want to actually do next. I might just do a little more work on the boots. They look a little unfinished. Kind of hard to see the shading underneath these. I think it helps at least a little bit to make it so that they don't completely blend in. So I'll leave it. You can do some mild experimenting. I don't want to do it on the main layer just in case it looks terrible. Yep. It looks okay. I might squish it around a bit. Because the actual shoes have kind of like a, I don't know, they look a little shiny. No transparency locked here though, so I have to actually erase things. Okay, that's enough of that. Or is it? I don't know. A little bit more lighter color, maybe. We'll see. It's a weird looking. It's not too bad. Maybe on a separate layer again. I don't know if it really does anything. I like the idea of it, so. On it goes. we'll just leave that how it is. I'm really just trying to put off doing the quilts again. It's so much brain power. I don't even have to actually shade it this time, but I just don't want to do all the squishing around. There is my shading color for the... Close enough. Okay. I'm gonna select the hands out just to make it easier. I don't want it like bleeding into the other white parts. Figure out should feel natural, I guess so, huh? I'm so shrimped right now. Sadly, I'm the rare Takodachi who has bones that hurt when I'm shrimped over. After I finish the hands, I'll go back to the quilt parts. Because they're really mostly all I have to do. Do the eyes, the little crown thing, and I'll finish up the hair, but those are pretty easy. I can't. It's so comfy to sit shrimped. I know it's bad for my spine. But I can't help it. I know I said that it's comfy right after I complain about my bones hurting, but I can be comfy and have pained bones at the same time. I'm a man of many talents. Okay. I just naturally have really, really bad posture, so I try to force myself to sit up straight, but it never sticks. I like to use the fact that my doctor told me I had scoliosis when I was 14 as an excuse for having bad posture. I'm like, oh, I can't help it. I have diagnosed scoliosis, but like so does every other teenager on the planet. Spines were not built to be upright. Alright, that looks good to me, I think. Okay. Well, now I have to do the quilt parts because I promised. I must keep my word. The parts that are mostly dark, but a little bit scribbly, I'm just gonna fill in completely. But I'll shade out the edges first. And it won't be incredibly perfect. I'm not going to be a perfectionist about it. Because it looks okay zoomed out, and that's the important part. My screen feels so dark all the time. I tried turning up, like, messing with the settings and turning up the brightness and everything. It still feels so dark. I always feel like I'm squinting at it. But if I turn it any brighter or mess with it even anymore, it's gonna change all the colors and I'm gonna have trouble drawing, so I need to live with it. The anticipation of having to do more shading is always the worst part. I'll change it to my regular pencil. I don't want to have to worry about certain parts not coloring in. When you use a brush with a texture, sometimes I think what it does is that it sort of overlays the texture on your whole canvas, and then, I don't know, does some sort of computer magic to figure out how to match the texture to your brush strokes. So sometimes if you try to color in a certain area that's like, I guess, transparent in the texture, it just never colors it in. Which is infuriating. So easier just to not use a textured brush if I want to be actually precise about it. I feel like it's like looking less good than when it was scribbly, but I've already gone so far, I'm not sure I can go back. I'll try to leave some bits sort of hard, like unsmushed. See if that helps at all. Because there should be some parts where the shadows are less blended. That's how real light works. Not that I'm an enormous expert on light or anything. Maybe I can mess with the contrast or something. I don't know. Let's see. Contrast. Turn that up a little bit. I think that might look a little better. I'm not sure. I don't want to mess with the colors too much. We'll get back to it. I'll try again, perhaps. Man. I keep like stressing myself out thinking about this. Mostly because I don't really have anything to talk about. I don't want to be too quiet and boring. But I don't have much life experience. I don't have fun stories to tell mindlessly while I draw, so I just sit here quietly. Oh, funny story, I didn't eat lunch. I woke up at 2 p.m. because I always go to sleep way too late, and then I had like toast, and then I didn't eat anything for the rest of the day. I'm on the wrong layer. Okay. Well, I didn't not eat anything. I had dinner, but I didn't have like any other meals other than breakfast and dinner. That's my thing, is that I'm the least interesting person in the world. I make other people feel better about themselves by my mere presence because they always have better stories than me. I wish there was a way to make this go a little faster. I'm getting a little sick of it again. Powering through it just because I don't want to have to do it later. Maybe being a little bit less specific about it than I maybe should be, but there's so many of those little shading bits. I'm sure nobody will notice if some of them look a little not great. I might turn up just the contrast of the whole dress area. Because, like, the first one, the darker one, it looks mostly okay. But the other ones are a little bit, like, too close for my liking. So we shall see. Okay, at least these ones are smaller. Less of them. Looking on the bright side. Okay, okay. We're done. We're done with that. Thank God. I'm gonna need a moment to move my hands around. They're starting to cramp a little bit. Okay. I'll make crunchy joints. Ooh, we did it. Okay, let's see. I can't change the, what is it? My brain. I can't change the contrast of all of the layers at once, so I have to do them all separately. Okay. What does contrast make it like a whole different color? It's like imperceptible, honestly. Let's see the middle one. It really isn't doing much. It's maybe making them like a little bit more purplish. I lied about being finished. just a little bit more. I realized it wasn't detailed enough for my liking. Okay. Okay, yeah, at least it looks good to other people. I'm always way too specific about how I want things to look. Like nobody will notice the difference, but I will. And I'll get like mad about it if I look at it later and I'm like, oh, that could have been better. But I do need to try and be a little bit less precious about things. I'm gonna do a little bit of shading under these buttons as well. Just a tiny bit. It's like another almost imperceptible change. Okay. Yay, hair! Best part. My favorite part. Let's do the hair. I'm gonna do a new layer of it though, because I don't want to mess up what I already have. Right? Do a gradient for that. Okay. Yeah, the details are like really important on a lot of stuff that I've seen. Or, like, I'll see somebody who's like a professional post a speed paint or something, and at the point where I would have stopped, they still have like half of it left, and that half is all detail work. But I get so annoyed doing details. I just do the best that I can, and then I give up. Because I'm not really skilled enough at like fine details for them to really look very good. It just ends up looking like I like overdid it. So I don't like to spend too much time on it. Just because it frustrates me, and then it makes me not want to work on whatever I'm doing. For me, it's either I make it look perfect, or I actually finish it, and I would prefer to actually finish it. I do usually end up putting more detail work to hair though, just because it's pretty. The most important part of any drawing to me is the face and the hair. okay, hair squishy parts. The most important, vital part of the design. It's a little hard to pick good colors. Okay. I'm not gonna worry about keeping these in the lines because I can just erase it later. Yeah, that looks alright. I'm sure there was some very specific shading technique used to get it, her hair to be the colors that it is. Because whenever I've tried to draw Ina, it never looks quite right when I get to the orange into purple gradient area. Like, it always looks a little bit too bright. Let's see. Why does that feel like not the color that I picked? Yep. Maybe that'll help. Perhaps slightly? No, it's a little hard to tell. Wonder why they're orange. Lore-wise, no idea. Character design-wise, orange and purple look good. Is that ever something that was even vaguely explained? Why does this feel like it's underneath something? No, I think it's because it's a little transparent. Okay. I'm gonna look like such a fake Ina fan if somebody's asked her that question and she gave an answer. I like to think that they're a little bit glowy, like some kind of deep sea creature. Just because I think it'd be cool. Yeah, it really is hard to watch everything. I'm gonna be real with you, I don't really watch that many streams. Because I try to make it a rule to only watch things that I'm specifically interested in, and my problem is that I don't really care about that many games. So I don't usually watch gaming streams unless it's something that looks interesting to me. And if it's something that looks interesting to me and that I've like purchased, I try not to watch it because I don't want to get spoilers. So I'm not up on the backlog of everything ever. But I watch when I can, and I watch what I think I will enjoy. I'm a little picky. The streams are so long. And I know that I can just like listen to them and do other things, but then I feel like I miss stuff that's said, and so I end up going back. Because I usually will not watch things live, just because they're always bad times for me, it seems. But I will watch VODs, and so I'll always like be going back and being like, wait, somebody said something that sounded funny, but I missed it. What happened? So it ends up taking even longer to watch than it would have otherwise. Did I make a new layer for no reason? No, okay. Generally, I'm not very good at being a fan of things, I don't think. I'm usually a fan of stuff from afar, where I'll like think that something is interesting but not really interact with it. So I will often forget that I enjoy something, and then I'll go back to it and I'll be like, oh yeah, I like that. Totally forgot. My brain was not made for keeping up with content on the internet. That will look pretty good. I mean, it's not the same, but I like the colors. I want to add more shading to it, but I'm not exactly sure where. It's a good place to make it more shiny. Hey, hello! Yeah, look at me go! Has this been fast? It's been like 2 hours, right? I'm not sure about my usual pace, so... I don't know if this is better or worse or the same as usual. I feel like I'm doing a little bit better. I'm a little bit faster. This is something I truly care about. Yeah, there's so much stuff happening all the time. I've always been really bad at keeping up with stuff. I live with it. I'm gonna miss some things and that's okay. I'll just learn about what's going on through osmosis if I don't have the time or the brain power to actually look at stuff. Oh, the balloon thing. The balloon's taking me away. That was like 10 minutes. I saw the tweet and I was like, oh, funny joke. I can make a silly funny joke. I do my fastest work when I'm just goofing off. I think the hair looks pretty good. I'm not sure really what else I can do with it. I might change the color of the lines again. I do love doing a colored line. Where's there? There. Yeah, because the only thing that I changed was on the bangs. Purple? No. Yay! She's cute! I need to do the eyes before I forget. I just drew in that shape as a placeholder because she sure does have detailed eyes. Where is that layer? Anyway. Here? Yes. Okay. So many colors in her eyes. I get a little spooked trying to draw them. My layers are so disorganized. I tried to name them and make them make sense, but then I ended up drawing things on other layers and I just left them there. I might want to make them a little neater, the shapes. I just drew them in real quick to try and figure out where her eyes would be looking. So they're not quite as, like, smooth as I would want them to be. I'm gonna leave a little bit of the, like, texture in there. Just make them a little bit more solid. It's a little tough to figure out where all the colors go. They're very blended. Sparkly! Man, I love textured brushes. Look at that, free glitter. That was just a completely random brush choice. I didn't even know that that would do that. Yay! That looks nice. And the eyes have the most shading layers of anything other than the hair, I think. It's important. Okay. Throw in some extra shading in there. I might actually do some of the... What was that? This one. I might do some of the glitter effect or whatever on the hair. That layer was glow dodge. Okay, let's see how it looks. It's in the colors. You see that properly? Okay. Needs to be above it. Yay! Free detail. Okay. Just remembered I also need to shade in the Takadachi. And the little crown. But that's not that bad. Those are pretty simple, I think. Let me just zoom in on my reference for a moment. Okay. Knew I had a lighter color somewhere. Might even need to be just completely white. Or at least very close to it. That was easier than I thought it would be. Okay. Maybe a little bit darker underneath it. Nope, I accidentally changed the size of my window. Okay. Fixed. It was only a little bit. I'm so excited about this stupid glow touch thing that I just discovered. Let's see. Can I add it to the rest of the hair without it looking weird? Throw a little glitter on the bottom. Nah, it's too big. Doesn't look glitter-ish if the brush is too big. I'll leave it. I think it's okay the way it is. It's so many layers. The taco gets his own little section. Okay. Want to make the taco a little shiny too. Okay. Need to save it. The computer just seized up a little bit. Stop freezing. You're freaking me out. You're making me nervous. Please, please, computer, don't die. Stay with me. That's looking pretty good, I think. I'm not really sure what else I can fiddle with. I do kind of want to draw a background, but like, we've already been going for a long time. There's already so many layers on this. I might do a little like simple, easy one. Just the trusty throw a shape in there. Trying to pick a color from the background of the stream. Let's see. It's like almost invisible, but I promise I put a circle there. Let's make this another color just so that I can actually see. Stars background? I was thinking like cookie. Because it is the baking Ina. Like, I don't know. Either make this look like a big cookie with the little takodachi on it, although that might be a little bit too much purple in the same area. Or like those little cookies that are, wait, let me, that are like different colors like that. You know, anime cookies. Just floating about or something. I am going, this isn't the full background, I promise. Just need to figure out what colors I can do. Shamelessly picking colors from my reference image. I'm making this white again. I'm gonna turn off this. See if I can, I don't know. We're sketching. We're doing a sketch about it. This silly squares. I mean, technically, like, artist best practices to figure out where the color is on the color wheel yourself. Because it helps you understand colors better or something of that nature, but I don't want to. It's hard. I don't care about picking my colors by eye. I just want them to look good, and if picking colors from the reference is what makes them look good, then that is what I shall do. All the rest of these are in a circle. I might have to move this one in. We can do some little cookie shaped like stars as well. Stars are cute. It's important that this be cute. And now you get to see me suffer through drawing a star. And then we can throw in one of her like mutant Tokodachi cookies. Problem with doing a background where it's like random things floating around is that sometimes they end up just in straight lines with each other, and then it feels weird, like it's too perfect. Couple of chocolate chip ones, why not? Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's any other areas that could be cookied. Let's color these in. Yeah, you would think throwing things somewhere randomly would be easy, but turns out that no matter how hard you try to be random, it never quite works out. It's because your brain wants to recognize a pattern, so even if you purposely try to make there be no pattern, you're gonna find one somewhere. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just actually color in and like detail one cookie and then just copy paste it around because I'm lazy and I don't feel like drawing cookies a million times. This one might need to be a little like lighter, right? And then I can like flip them around and move them so that they don't all look exactly the same. You know, these are the kind of cookies that you cut out, like out of a log, so it's okay if they look the same. That's my cope and I'm sticking to it. Yoshi's Cookie on the NES. Sadly, I was not of the NES era. So I'm not sure exactly what that would look like. I do know that this is sort of like generic cute cookie that appears in a lot of Japanese stuff, so I guess it makes sense that it would be in a game. Every time somebody makes like a reference in chat, I always feel kind of bad because I don't get anything. Like, I'm not very learned. I'm not well versed at things. You're not that old for real, for real. I'll trust you. I'll believe you. Listen, this is the internet. You can be as old as you say you are. Nobody will ever know. I think that looks sufficiently cookie-esque. Let's copy-paste it over. Okay. I'm gonna turn the opacity down on this. I meant to change my tool there. -7 and 207 at the same time. Some sort of quantum state. I don't know what kind of quantum state, but I know it would be quantum. That's the time one, right? H-Ken. My spiritual age is 3 years old. Okay. I'm baby. You can't get mad at me for being stupid because I'm only baby. Okay. So we've got the square ones, just built different. Okay, home stretch. I've said this before this stream. I have said that we were in the home stretch, but before I was just lying because I was only halfway done. Now we're really almost done. I don't really need to do that. I'm gonna select a different color, and that can be the edges. Okay. My neck hurts. The pain. I suffer for my art once more. All this shrimping will krill my bag. Ah, good one. It's not an Ina-themed stream until somebody makes a pun. Thank you, Squishy, for being the pun guy. Okay. So close. We're so close. I'm gonna draw the round cookies all individually because I want them to be at like slightly different angles. And those can be the darker color for some variety. Actually, I don't need the separate layer for that. I'll just draw it on this one. These ones, like, extra don't need to be perfect because they're just, like, regular old chocolate chip, round, scoop them out, put them on the tray cookies. But I am still going to be weird about it. And I am going to erase bits that I think don't look good. Have you seen that thing that people are doing recently? I'm not sure if it's recently, but I've been noticing it recently. Where, like, now it's a thing to want your cookies to be perfectly circular, so people will get, like, a cookie cutter, and after the cookie is done, like, put it in the wiggle chamber. Like, they'll wiggle the cookie cutter around the cookie to make sure it's perfectly circular. That's weird. I don't like that. Cookies should not be perfectly circular unless they're cut out cookies. Every time I see somebody do that in a baking video, I'm like, there was no point. You're gonna eat it. It's gonna be chewed up and in your stomach very soon. You don't need to make sure it's perfectly circular. It's for like the TikTok aesthetic cookie baker people. It's weird. I don't like it. Have you ever seen that? The like, be put in the pear wiggler to atone for your crime. It was like some sort of, I don't know, diagram, not quite, but it was a GIF that was like showing how fruit gets damaged in shipping containers if it's not properly secured. So it was just a bunch of loose pears, and they were just shaking around in the box, and somebody was like, bad and naughty pears get put in the pear wiggler to atone for their crimes. Yeah, people on TikTok love their perfectly shaped baked goods. It's the first you've heard of it. See, you get to learn new things on my stream. I'm educational. Another fun fact I learned recently, so I've been telling people, did you know that Tex Avery, the animator, had a glass eye? Because, somebody threw, like, a thumbtack at him. and it popped his eyeball and he had to get a glass eye. I was reading the Wikipedia page for Tex Avery just because I was, like, going through Wikipedia at random. And and I found that out, and now it's just something that I have to live with. Next time you make cookies, I'll be sure to wiggle them. Good. All the TikTokers will love you for it, I'm sure. Just gonna mess with the placing of these. Yeah, ew. It is quite ew. The eye thing. Because, like, apparently they just, in whatever place he was working at, whatever animation studio or something, they had, like, a thing that they would do, you know, for funsies, boys being boys, where they would just, like, launch thumbtacks at, like, the backs of people's heads. Just to mess with them. Like, haha, funny. And he, like, somebody launched one at him, but then somebody else, like, called him. They were like, hey, Tex, and then he turned around, and it got him in the eye, and so he had to have a glass eye. But he's still animated, so good for him. Even with his no depth perception, he made some pretty good animations. I know, I remember actually why I was looking at that. I found some article got recommended to me that was about, I think it was Da Vinci. He might have had like a lazy eye, and there was like a theory that that's why he was so good at perspective and everything, because he could basically, like, you could close one eye and see in a different way than if he had like either one, like both of his eyes or the other eye open, so he could see in like 3 different dimensions or something like that, and that's what made him so good. And then I looked up like whatever eye thing that he had, and then that led to the page for glass eyes, and then the page for glass eye led to Tex Avery. So that was my fun little excursion into the internet. You find some interesting stuff scrolling randomly through pages on Wikipedia. I like to do that every once in a while. I'll just look up something random on Wikipedia and then read a bunch of pages that connect to it. It's a good way to find fun little facts that I can tell my family and friends, and then they're like, wow, that's crazy, and then we never talk about it ever again. I'm a sucker for a fun fact. I love a good fun fact. Almost done, almost done. So close, so close. We can do it, I believe. We're gonna make it. Together. With the power of friendship. It's a good color for a chocolate chip. Did you know the most common way for Roman emperors to die was their own bodyguards? That makes sense. You have to hang around the emperor all the time. He's always doing, like, horrible emperor things. That's why they stabbed Caesar. They hung around the guy too much and they were like, you know, this dude kind of sucks. Maybe we should just get rid of him. It's like a good shape. It's probably alright. What do those guys have against pizza? No, not Little Caesar. Everybody's favorite tiny pizza mascot, man. I'm gonna need to wait, let me let me go on Ina's Twitter and see if I can see the taco cookies. Because I want to make sure that it's accurate. I'm gonna wait for Twitter to load. Please. Just this once. Where? Okay. There they are. At least they're close to the top. Didn't have to wait too long. Okay. I'm copying it in. Look at them. They're so stupid looking. I love them. Okay. Let's take this one because his leg isn't melting so much. How big is that, like, in comparison? Okay. I thought the image would be really large. Usually when I try to copy an image in from somewhere, it's, like, huge, and it takes up most of the screen. Okay. Now, let me get chat back. Guy after Caesar was the first emperor. Interesting. I don't know anything about Roman history because I'm not a man. I don't know anything about the Roman Empire. Look at him. I love him. He looks like he's wearing just like a little fez or something. Okay. Let's try and accurately recreate the taco. Okay. Men yearn for war. Men yearn for war, the children yearn for the mines. What am I supposed to yearn for? I yearn for a good night's sleep. I'll never be able to obtain it. I yearn for mental health. Every woman is mentally ill. That's the thing, that's the rule. Your peak masculinity. You have an opinion about your preference for history of the Republic or Empire history? I can't imagine. Okay. The most I know about about Roman history is the scene from Mean Girls where Gretchen Wieners is getting really upset about how Regina George doesn't like her anymore, and so she's trying to talk about Caesar in class. And she says, why does Caesar get to stomp around stepping on everybody with his big feet? We should totally just stab Caesar. And that's all I know. Women yearn to be things. You're right. Okay. Him face. I love it. I love it. He's just a little guy. Okay, it's the yellow. I'm not gonna pick it directly from the cookie because it's like it's a little too bright. It's not even really yellow, is it? Oh no, it's hard to find a color that'll show up. Okay. That's alright. Maybe make it a little more orange. That's too orange. Okay, better. I also want to get into the slight gradient where it's a little bit more like reddish or pinkish on the bottom part. This is the ideal takodachi form. You may not like it, but this is what peak takodachi looks like. He's beautiful. I think I'm gonna also make this purple just to fit with the rest of it. That was the wrong one. That was also the wrong one. I didn't mean to click on that, that one was a misclick. That one wasn't my fault. Okay. Where is this on the color wheel? That's an okay purple. Maybe a little bit less saturated. And then... Yay! Look at her. He's so cute. Okay. I can now crop this out so that it's not super huge. One moment, change canvas size. Let's see. It needs to be a little bit bigger than that. Let's say 1,600. Okay. Too bad at year 31 Caesar couldn't have pizza. Oh god. Where's change canvas size again? Okay. Let's make that 1,700. That could actually stand to be maybe a little bit smaller. I think we can make them both the same. It's a nice square. Yay! I think that's about done. I might look at it like tomorrow. I won't post it now. Oh god, why is it doing that? Okay. I won't post it right now immediately. I want to look at it tomorrow with new fresh eyes and see if there's anything that I think looks bad or that I missed. Actually, wait. I found something that I missed already. I forgot the little lines on the bow. That could have been bad. Okay. We're not quite done yet. We're close though. Almost. Just a couple little lines. That's the lighter gray color, I think. There's always one thing that I forget. So I always have to look at something a couple extra times just in case. Okay. It's done. Now, like, for real, actually, for real. There's... Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the reference image layer. I don't need that anymore. Okay, fit it to the screen. Ta-da! It's done! I think, probably, unless I find something else that looks bad, but I think that's it. I think we're good. Thank you, I'm glad you like it. I'm always so nervous about drawing fan art because I feel like I'll mess it up, but I think I did well on this one. I'm happy with it. I'm glad I could do my Oshi justice. Yay! Hey! So that's that. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it very, very much. I will see you probably at the end of the week. It's late, so my brain isn't forming words. I don't really have anything else that I want to say because I gave my little announcement last stream. So I guess I'll just say goodbye. I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm happy though. I'm happy I thought of the like single little taco cookie in the corner. It's funny. It's funny, silly, goofy. Okay. Yep. So that's it. I'll post this. I'll look at it tomorrow with fresh eyes. And if it doesn't look bad, I'll post it. And if it looks bad, I'll fix it, and then I'll post it. And I'll use the hashtags. I'll use the Ina hashtags. I'll risk her seeing it. Yeah. Thank you for coming. Goodbye. Good night. Goodbye. Good night. Goodbye. Good night.